Part 18. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 172. At this time, the demons below were already furious and shouted loudly. "Who is here, with such a strong aura of demons on his body? How many of our fellow demons must have been killed to have such an aura? No matter who he is, once we break the ban, we will definitely tear him into pieces and avenge our kin. The damn human race is like a shrunken turtle, hiding in the forbidden area and not daring to come out. Otherwise, we will definitely kill them to pieces." After Mengjian sensed the demons in the abyss, he was determined. It seems that there must be many demons here. In this way, he won't worry about the gods and demons. If everyone knows his thoughts, I'm afraid they will not lend him the token, because in their eyes, this is completely seeking death. The extraterrestrial demons are extremely cruel, and the one with the lowest cultivation level is the Lord of Nine Tribulations. Mengjian and others strolled around the edge of the abyss. I didn't meet a single demon. It seemed that this prohibition was really powerful, and the demons were unable to cross the barrier. Then Mengjian asked Yuer, "Do you know who placed this prohibition, and it is so powerful?" Bai Yuexi smiled and said, "Of course I know, this is arranged by the scholar in the human fairy court. He is an immortal." Mengjian suddenly understood. It turns out that's the case. No wonder the demons below can't break through. It turned out to be arranged by an immortal. But logically speaking, the demons should also have the existence of the immortal realm. Why has it never been seen? But Mengjian, he didn't think deeply about this kind of problem. I'm afraid he can only know this kind of problem when he reaches the realm of 10,000 gods and 10,000 feet, or even the realm of immortals. Seeing that he didn't find anything, Mengjian stopped wandering here and went back to Baiwen Palace, but when he went back, he found that Bai Zheng and the others were already waiting at the door. Mengjian couldn't help but be happy. Looking at the expressions of several people, it was obvious that they had borrowed the tokens. He didn't expect that things went so smoothly. This made Mengjian couldn't help but wonder, could it be did Bai Chenai and the others greet the two city lords Yi and Mo? When they arrived in front of them, Mengjian couldn't wait to ask, "How is it? Did things go smoothly?" Bai Zheng stepped forward, cupped his hands and said, "Fortunately, I didn't expect to be able to finish the matter so quickly. It's strange to say that when I waited there, when I talked about it, Yi and Mo were both confused. The family actually lent the token to me directly." Meng Zhan thought to himself that his father-in-law must have greeted Wei Kang and Feng Yang, otherwise it would not have been so smooth. So he said, "I really have to thank you three. If I went by myself, I'm afraid it may not go so smoothly." The three people hurriedly said they didn't dare. In fact, they knew in their hearts that if Mengjian went, the result would be the same. This was obviously something that had been arranged. Then Bai Zheng handed the token to Mengjian, but when he saw the order after playing the card, Mengjian was shocked. This token turned out to be the same as his fairy garden token, except that the pattern had some changes. But he didn't say much. After all, it was impossible for him to reveal all his trump cards. He must still. You should keep some trump cards to protect yourself. After picking up the token, Mengjian was about to rush towards the endless abyss. Bai Zheng and others saw it and hurriedly stopped him. Well, he was also an impatient man. He just got the token. Just want to go. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 173. Mengjian saw that everyone was stopping him, and he knew that he was a little anxious, and then he felt a little embarrassed. When Bai Zheng and others saw it, they didn't say anything, but just said, "Uncle, I've got the token, so don't be anxious. Let's make preparations first. We will set out together tomorrow to go to the endless abyss with you." Upon hearing this, Meng Zhan said, "Okay, then I will trouble you 3 more. No trouble. If Master Men needs anything, please feel free to ask. Brother Hong and I will go back and prepare first. We will come over early tomorrow morning." "Okay, thank you. Farewell, Lord Meng." After saying that, Wei Hong and Feng Qingsu went back to their palace, and Bai Zheng and others entered the palace. Bai Zheng began to introduce the situation of the endless abyss to Meng Zhan. "Uncle, this endless abyss is an entrance to another world. There are countless extraterrestrial demons in it, and the lowest one is the 9 Tribulations Lord realm. The highest one we have met so far is 3,000 feet in the 10,000 God realm. When we enter tomorrow, we will choose a place with the fewest demons has entered. When the time comes, my uncle must wait for me and don't get separated to avoid accidents." Meng Zhan couldn't help but be surprised as he listened. He didn't expect that the extraterrestrial demons in Kanyu realm would be so powerful. No matter how strong they are, the better. The stronger the demons, the more god and demon points they will get, and their cultivation level will be lower. The faster. After a night of silence, the 6 of Meng Zhan set off the next day. Originally, Meng Zhan wanted to persuade Bai Yuexi not to go, but how could Bai Yuexi trust him? The highest cultivation level among them was the Feng Qingsu 10,000 God realm 2,000 Zhang. The rest of the people have 1,000. Meng Zhan and Lu Yu are both in the 9 Tribulations realm. Although they know that their strength is stronger than their own, the demons from outside the territory are not vegetarians. And the tokens cannot be unlocked too much. It is too big to allow so many people to enter. The purpose of leaving this token was to prevent any changes within the ban so that someone could go in and consolidate the ban. Who would have thought that such an anomaly as Meng Zhan would enter the abyss now? Improve his cultivation, but even so, no one dared to let him take risks at will, not to mention that except for Bai Yuexi, the others didn't know what Meng Zhan was going to do. Until now. Bai Zheng and the other 2 thought that Meng Zhan was the kind of idle rich boy. They have nothing to do. If it weren't for their status, I'm afraid they wouldn't pay attention to Meng Zhan at all. You know that they are extraterrestrial demons. Who would open the ban and fight with them? Only a devil would accompany a madman. Come on, everyone. Arriving at the edge of the abyss, Bai Zheng said to Meng Zhan again, "Uncle, there are many extraterrestrial demons below. You must be more careful and follow us, otherwise your life will be in danger." Meng Zhan nodded without saying anything. He stared down with burning eyes. He couldn't bear it any longer. You know, his big halberd was already hungry and thirsty. When Bai Zheng saw Meng Zhan's eyes, he looked like a pervert. When he saw his little daughter-in-law, he shook his head helplessly. After entering, he took good care of himself. After all, his young lady was still with him, but this man named Lu Yu came with him, which made Bai Zheng dissatisfied. He had to protect his uncle for a long time. It's hard. Now we are in the 9 Tribulations realm again. Do you really think this abyss is a playground? Although carrying a big sword on his back looks very powerful, but no matter how powerful he is still the Lord of 9 Tribulations. But there is no way, it seems this is my uncle's confidant. My own lady doesn't say anything. What can he, a servant, do? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After guarding the abyss for 1,000,000,000 years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 174. Feeling helpless at the moment, he took out the token and opened the ban directly, and then said, "Go in quickly, if the demons sense it, it will be in trouble." Then he rushed in at the lead, and several people followed after hearing it, and then Bai Zheng hurriedly after sealing the ban with the token, he slowly let out a breath. Looking around, there were no extraterrestrial demons. He had been guarding this place for hundreds of millions of years, so he naturally knew where was safe and where was dangerous. Bai Zheng looked around and said, "Let's go south. There are fewer extraterrestrial demons there." Meng Zhan did not refute after hearing this. Although he also wanted to upgrade quickly, the current situation was unclear, and the demons here were generally very high in cultivation. It was best for him to advance to the 10,000 gods realm and then go inside. They have already come in anyway. He now has 4 trillion points of gods and demons in his body. Now it takes 4,400 billion to ascend to the realm of 10,000 gods. He can achieve this by killing a few extraterrestrial demons and absorbing the corpses. Everyone followed Bai Zheng and flew forward. After a while, they met an extraterritorial demon from the 9 tribulation realm. Meng Zhan went up and killed him instantly with one punch, and then absorbed the body. Bai Yuexi and Lu Yu knew Meng Zhan's strength, so they were not surprised. Bai Zheng and the other two had never seen it, and they were indeed a little surprised. They did not expect that Meng Zhan's combat power was so strong. They were both 9 tribulations masters. Killed instantly with one hit. At this time, Meng Zhan's image began to rise in their hearts. If they knew that Meng Zhan's combat power at this time was completely comparable to that of the 10,000 gods realm, they didn't know how they would feel. They kept fighting like this all the way, and all they encountered were sporadic extraterrestrial demons, the tallest of which was only a 1,000-foot-long body of the 10,000 gods realm. However, Bai Zheng and the other 3 were surprised all the way. No matter what level of cultivation they were instantly killed by Meng Zhan with one punch. Even when he met that demon with a 1,000-foot cultivation in the 10,000 god realm, Bai Zheng just wanted to get in love with him, but Meng Zhan suddenly went out. When she was worried about calling him out, she found that he was killed instantly by Meng Zhan with one punch. This shocked the 3 of them. When did the Lord of 9 tribulations become so powerful? Even the demons in the 10,000 god realm who were thousands of meters tall were instantly killed. When Meng Zhan came back and saw the surprise of the 3 people, he didn't say much. When he saw that his god and demon points had reached 450 billion, he decided to break through the 10,000 gods realm and go deeper. Then he said to everyone, "You guys help me protect the law. I'm going to break through to the realm of the gods." "What?" everyone exclaimed at the same time. "What the hell is this? Upgraded as soon as you hit it?" Although Bai Yuexi knew that Meng Zhan could defeat monsters at the god level, he didn't expect him to be so perverted. After killing only a few dozen demons, he was already able to break through to the 10,000 god realm. Isn't this ridiculous? Bai Zheng was even more shocked. He had been training in the endless abyss for hundreds of millions of years before he had the chance to break through to the realm of the gods. But what happened to his uncle? Come down and kill dozens of demons instantly, and then say you want to break through? Then he said, "Uncle, I think we should go out. It is suddenly too dangerous here." Meng Zhan shook his head and said, "No, I will continue to kill the extraterrestrial demons after the breakthrough. Coming in and out, it's too troublesome." Everyone was speechless after hearing this, but they were also confused when they heard what he meant. "What's the matter? Can you continue to make breakthroughs?" Meng Zhan didn't care about everyone's eyes and broke through directly. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 175. Cultivation level, 1,000-foot-long body of the 10,000 gods realm, 4.91 trillion points of gods and demons rightward arrow 2,000 feet of the 10,000 gods realm. Seeing Meng Zhan's breakthrough, everyone also protected him in the center. Bai Yuexi was even more nervous, fearing that something unexpected would happen to Meng Zhan here. At this time, Meng Zhan felt that the seeds of great tribulation in his body were constantly spinning, then shattered and turned into a golden body. That's not all, this golden body actually held up the human emperor's seal, and the 11 golden dragons of the human emperor's seal directly wrapped around the golden body. The fate of the human race is constantly surrounding his golden body, and the immortal court token directly enters the golden body, continuously emitting light, if nourishing the golden body. Meng Zhan was surprised when he saw it, wondering if other people's golden bodies were like this. It seems that I have to ask you later, what's going on? Why did he hold all the treasures in his hands as soon as he came up with his golden body? Moreover, these treasures continue to emit light and nourish the golden body. The most important thing is that the golden body actually has the lines of a certain great calamity seed, which makes Meng Zhan confused. After entering the 10,000 god realm, he knew that this golden body was the law body, but he didn't find any patterns on the law body of the 10,000 Zhang body. But it's not Meng Zhan's fault, of course he couldn't see it. His Dharma body is not an ordinary Dharma body. His great calamity seed has even experienced the lightning catastrophe, and it has already become the supreme calamity seed, but he doesn't know it. Now that the seed of calamity has turned into a golden body, if the seed germinates and produces the same fruit, the most difficult thing about entering the realm of gods from the 9 calamities realm is condensing the golden body, which is why Bai Zheng looks at his cultivation as unstable. That is because he has not condensed the legal body into reality at all. Unless Bai Zheng has some kind of opportunity to completely condense the golden body in his body, otherwise, he may not be able to enter the 2,000 feet of the 10,000 gods realm in this life. The golden body of ordinary people can be condensed when they realize the law. It can also be called the golden body of the law. This is why the released golden body is called the law body. However, Meng Zhan has mastered the 3 laws at this time, and even more. With the law of chaos in place, you won't encounter any situation at all. At this time, the golden body has the 3 laws escaping into it and is constantly strengthening. It can also be called a bridge to communicate with the laws. The cohesion of the golden body can completely reflect a person's achievements. Today, Meng Zhan's golden body has completely condensed into reality. He can't help but directly possess the true body of the legal body. Meng Zhan felt the power brought by the 10,000 gods realm. The golden body in his body had completely condensed. The 1,000 Zhang body of the 10,000 gods realm had been achieved, and he felt happy in his heart. But this is not enough. Only when he reaches the 5,000 feet of the 10,000 god realm can he have the strength to travel across all realms. By then, even the Nangong family will be able to compete. At this time, everyone also discovered that Meng Zhan's breakthrough was successful. At this time, everyone was surprised. No matter who was condensing the golden body, they were extremely careful and did not dare to be careless. How could they want to be defeated? Done easily. It only took a stick of incense from the time he broke through to completely condense the golden body. Bai Yuexi was worried that Meng Zhan was too eager for quick success, and the golden body was empty but not real. In that case, Meng Zhan would be completely destroyed. But the moment Meng Zhan opened his eyes, Bai Yuexi knew that her worries were completely unnecessary. Meng Zhan's golden body not only condensed into reality, but also felt extremely powerful. It didn't even look like a 1,000-foot-long golden body. After guarding the abyss for 1 billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 176. Meng Zhan stood up, smiled at everyone and said, "Thank you a lot, I have successfully broken through and condensed a golden body in my body." Everyone was completely relieved at this time. Bai Zheng and the other 2 looked at Meng Zhan at this time. It has completely changed. From the moment Meng Zhan opened his eyes, they felt that Meng Zhan was so powerful that it was beyond the reach of the 3 of them. Bai Yuexi asked, "Ms. Sir, what has your golden body become?" Meng Zhan scratched his head and said, "I can't explain clearly. The golden body is like substance, and all the magic weapons on my body have been held up by him." The whole group of people were immediately shocked, and their hearts were filled with turmoil. What the hell? Is the golden body-like substance even holding up a magic weapon? Isn't that something that a 4,000-foot golden body in the 10,000 god realm can do? The Mongolian War has just made a breakthrough, and now it has been achieved. How powerful would it be if the Dharma body was released? But they don't know that Meng Zhan hasn't fully understood the laws at this time, that is, his golden body is still wrapped with the 3 laws, which have been completely imprinted into the golden body. At this time, even if Meng Zhan doesn't deliberately understand the laws, and because of the golden body, he will understand the 3 complete laws sooner or later. At this time, Lu Yu became worried. Currently, he was the only one in the team who was the leader of the 9 tribulations, and he had only been fighting with Meng for only half a month. He had already reached the realm of the gods. It seemed that he had to work harder. Bai Zheng was even more sad. Although his understanding was not top-notch, he was not bad at all. He suddenly understood the law during the battle a while ago, and then he wanted to condense the golden body, but in the end the golden body was a mess. It was too late to regret. But seeing that my uncle was more anxious than me, but he managed to condense such a powerful golden body, this is really a death penalty for one person. Bai Yuexi was naturally happy. The more powerful her husband was, the happier she would be. So she walked over, took Meng Zhan's hand and said, "Sir, why don't we go back first? You just broke through the 10,000 gods realm to condense gold. I need to stabilize my cultivation first." But Meng Zhan shook his head and said, "Don't worry Yuer, I can feel that my cultivation is not weak at all. Let's continue to look for demons outside the territory." After hearing Meng Zhan's words, Bai Yuexi didn't say any more. She knew Meng Zhan's true identity and the pressure on Meng Zhan, not to mention that her father had now put the entire Bai family on Meng Zhan. Then he nodded in agreement, and Meng Zhan said at this time, "Bai Zheng, let's go to the area in the center of the abyss and take a look. There are too few demons here, and there is simply not enough to kill." Bai Zheng and others were speechless for a while. What's going on with my uncle? He actually said that the demons were not enough to kill? Could it be that he can kill monsters and level up? If Bai Zheng knew that his suspicion came true, I wonder if he would be even more surprised and jealous. Wei Hong and Feng Qingsu also kept wondering in their hearts where their city lord met such a monster. From the moment they entered the abyss, this Meng Zhan's performance shocked them to the extreme, and more than once. If this continues, it is estimated that both of their hearts will almost be unable to bear it. How can a normal person accept the absurd statement that killing extraterrestrial demons can improve one's cultivation? But now it is really happening before our eyes. If this is really the case, then after Meng Zhan kills all the demons in this endless abyss, won't he be invincible? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 177. Thinking of this, both of them shook their heads and shook this unrealistic idea out of their minds. They could only put Meng Zhan's breakthrough into the bottleneck, and the killing of the extraterrestrial demons just now was just a further step. Just understand the rules. Although they were reluctant, they couldn't think of a better explanation. This was much more reasonable than killing monsters and upgrading. After hearing Meng Zhan's words, everyone could not refute, so they rushed to the center of the abyss. Not long after walking, they encountered tens of thousands of extraterrestrial demons coming across from the opposite side, among which the highest cultivation level was already 3,000 feet tall. When Bai Zheng and others saw it, their scalps went numb immediately, and they immediately said, "Escape quickly, let's find a place to hide first, and then turn on the ban to escape." But before he could finish speaking, Meng Zhan rushed out, looking at Bai Zheng in vain. The 3 people's eyelids were twitching, but Bai Yuexi and Lu Yu were not worried at all. When Meng Zhan was in the Nine Tribulations realm, he already had a cultivation level of 3,000 feet in the 10,000 gods realm. Now that he has broken through to the 10,000 gods realm, his current combat power is estimated to be even greater. Even those who are 5,000 feet away from the 10,000 gods realm can probably fight with him. But even so, Bai Yuexi felt worried when she saw the tens of thousands of demons on the opposite side. Bai Zheng shouted at this time, "Miss, please come back quickly. There are many demons on the opposite side, and among them there are 3,000 feet of the 10,000 god realm. We can't cope with it at all, I won't come." But Bai Yuexi shook her head and said, "Don't worry, my husband can handle it. We can just watch here. If there is danger, we will be there." At this time, Bai Yuexi had already held a talisman tightly in his hand. This was given to him by his father. It is a powerful barrier. Even if someone from the 10,000 god realm 8,000 feet attacks, it will still take a stick of incense to reward him. After Bai Zheng and others heard Bai Yuexi's words, they all thought that the couple was crazy. No matter how powerful Meng Zhan was, it would be impossible for him to defeat the tens of thousands of demons with the cultivation of the 10,000 gods realm, including the cultivation of 3,000 feet. 4. There are countless people with 2,000 feet and 1,000 feet of body cultivation. I am afraid that if Meng Zhan comes up and meets him, his corpse will be gone. Thinking of this, Bai Zheng was ready to sacrifice his life at any time. In any case, he was also a servant of the Bai family. If his father knew that he had given up the young lady and ran away alone, he would definitely be beaten to death. But Wei Hong and Feng Qingsu didn't think so. They were not from the Bai family. Although they obeyed the city lord's orders, they didn't go to the extent of risking their lives. At this time, Wei Hong and Feng Qingsu had quietly retreated. If they found that something was wrong, they would immediately turn around and run away. It was not that they were timid, but that they were really worthless. Bai Yuexi and the other three noticed their actions, but they didn't say anything. After all, they were not Meng Zhan people, and they had no obligation to sacrifice their lives for Meng Zhan. But then they saw something that they could not understand in their entire lives. A person who had just broken through the realm of 10,000 gods and had a body cultivation level of thousands of feet, entered among tens of thousands of demons, and it was as if he was in a land where there was no one. I saw Meng Zhan picking up the Hongtian halberd and directly running the 9 mysterious skills of gods and demons. The 10 directions purgatory and Menyuan battle bodies were activated to the extreme. His whole body was shining with golden light, and golden dragons were flying around, making it extremely dazzling. Rushing into the demons, Meng Zhan directly rounded the Hongtian halberd and took away hundreds of demons in an instant. He waved his hand again and took away thousands of demons. After guarding the abyss for 1,000,000,000 years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 178. The demons were suddenly horrified. Who exactly is this person? One man rushed towards them, not to mention 10,000 demons, and then killed thousands of them with a single wave of his hand. No one had the power to cater to them. The most important thing was that this guy was only in the 10,000 gods realm and had a body of thousands of feet. Although the human race they met originally were not weaklings, they were not so powerful. They even felt desperate. This was simply not something they could deal with. In a moment, half of the tens of thousands of demons were dead or injured. Even the demons who had just reached the level of 2,000 feet were directly killed by the halberd. Those who had reached the level of 3,000 feet could only hold one halberd. They were suddenly horrified. When they turned around and wanted to run away, the second halberd had already been struck down. And the body suddenly shattered. The remaining demons were immediately frightened and fled in all directions, shouting, "Ancestor, help me, this guy is not human at all. Run, what kind of monster is this? How perverted." At this time, Mengjian has already operated the laws of time and space, constantly slowing down and imprisoning the surrounding space, making it impossible for the surrounding demons to escape even if they wanted to. When the demons found that their bodies had been imprisoned by the human, they immediately all thoughts were despairing, and the fear in their hearts had been growing. They looked at the killing god in front of them and continued to slaughter their own people, and they suddenly felt inexplicable absurdity in their hearts. Since their demon clan entered the human race, they have fought countless times, but they have not been killed every time. The human race has massacred like this. Even if a strong person appears, their demon clan will have a strong one on top. However, the human race in front of them is just 1,000 feet away from the 10,000 gods realm, and they actually start to slaughter tens of thousands of demon clan, even if they are cultivators. Since none of the demons higher than him have the combined power, when did such a monster appear in the human race? After a moment, without any demons, Mengjian looked around and complained in his heart, "This is not enough to kill at all, he can't." The energy he was about to kill was gone, and it seemed that he had to go to the center. Then he turned around and saw everyone looking at him with strange eyes, but Mengjian had long been used to this kind of eyes, and he didn't know when he started to look at him. It seemed that they would find it incredible no matter what they did, and they were helpless. Mengjian went over and said to everyone, "Stop looking, let's move on and see if there are more demons." Wei Hong and Customs asked the two of them to tremble after hearing this. "Do you still want to go to the center?" Although what happened just now has shocked the two of them, but when they go to the center, it is not tens of thousands of demons, but hundreds of millions. The demons. Even if you are born with divine power and are unparalleled in bravery, when you are exhausted, the demons can consume you to death. Then Feng Qingsu said, "Well, Master Meng, I think you should forget it. After all, it is really dangerous to go forward." After hearing Feng Qingsu's words, Wei Hong immediately echoed, "Yes, Master Meng, the demons in front of you are even more powerful. Although you are unparalleled in bravery, you cannot withstand long-term consumption. The demons have to say less. There are hundreds of millions." Mengjian didn't understand what they said when he heard what the two said, but when he thought about it, it was really not good to let them follow him into danger. It was impossible for him to take care of them all the time. So he said, "In this case, you can go back first. I'm going for a walk. If you lose, I will come back. Don't worry." After guarding the abyss for 1 billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 179. Lu Yu said at this time, "Then I will go back, young master. With my current cultivation, I will only help you." Mengjian nodded, but Bai Yuexi quit and said angrily, "You all can leave, I'm staying with my husband." Mengjian suddenly had a headache. In fact, what he was most worried about was Bai Yuexi. Although the two of them got married through a martial arts competition, their relationship did not heat up so quickly, but comparing their feelings, so far, this girl has been protecting him everywhere. Mengjian's the heart is not made of stone, so how could he tell that Bai Yuexi was treating her sincerely? Then he said, "Don't make trouble. It's too dangerous ahead. I can't take care of you." "Who knew that?" Bai Yuexi said. "Who asked you to take care of you? Don't forget, I am in the 10,000 god realm with a cultivation level of 2,000 feet. You are still at a higher level, you can go, why can't I?" After hearing Bai Yuexi's words, Mengjian shook his head helplessly, and then said, "Well, you follow me, and everyone else will leave. Bai Zheng, give me the token and teach me how to use it." Bai Zheng originally wanted to stay, but after thinking about it, he decided not to. Before he came in, he thought he was going to take care of Mengjian, but for some reason, now he has become the person who is holding the back. He taught Mengjian the token and the formula to open the ban. Then Mengjian followed suit and opened a ban. When everyone saw it, They said goodbye and left. Then Meng Zhan sealed the ban. Turning around to look at Bayuexi, he saw this girl looking at him with a smile. She smiled bitterly in her heart, and then pretended to have a straight face and said, "You can follow me, but you must listen to me, you know." Bayuexi could follow Meng at this time. Zhan Ziran was obedient and agreed to whatever he said, but he thought to himself, "I'm already following you anyway, and it will be my problem whether I obey or not." It's a pity that Meng Zhan doesn't know Bayuexi's thoughts, otherwise he would immediately break the ban and throw her into the endless abyss. The two of them immediately walked towards the center of the abyss. Bayuexi asked Meng Zhan at this time, "Ms. Sir, you just said that your golden body held up all the magic weapons. Did you mean the seal of the human emperor?" After hearing Bayuexi's words, Meng Zhan immediately he replied, "Not only the human emperor's seal, but also my weapon Hungtian halberd is in his hands, and the tokens and luck on my human emperor's seal are also entangled with Jin." After listening to Meng Zhan's words, Bayuexi covering his small mouth, he said, "What, doesn't that mean that your golden body has completely reached the golden body of the Dharma body? How strong is your Dharma body?" After hearing Bayuexi's words, Meng Zhan said proudly, "Hey, I haven't fully explained the state of my golden body just now. Let me tell you, now my golden body has been infused with laws. In the future, even if I don't deliberately understand the laws, I will become stronger with my cultivation, and I can how about slowly and completely mastering the complete rules? Envy it?" Bayuexi was indeed envious after hearing Meng Zhan's words, but she was not jealous at all, because this is her man. The stronger her man is, the more proud she will be. And Meng Zhan completely fits all her concepts of mate selection, it is simply perfect. Thinking of this, Bayuexi's love for Meng Zhan increased infinitely. Meng Zhan didn't know Bayuexi's changes towards him at this time, and saw this girl constantly having fun. "I couldn't help but think to myself, oops, am I too arrogant and irritating my wife like crazy?" You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. After guarding the abyss for 1 billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 180. But don't, find a wife and let yourself be stimulated to death. Does this mean you won't be scolded to death? But at this moment, an endless demon clan appeared in front of them, pulling the two of them back to reality from their thoughts. Seeing so many demons, Bayuexi felt a little nervous. Even if Meng Zhan is strong, there will be times when he is exhausted. There are probably more than 1 million demons now. If this continues, Meng Zhan will be exhausted. Not only does he start to hold Meng Zhan's hand harder, but he also looks at Meng Zhan worriedly. However, I found that there was a greedy look in Meng Zhan's eyes, which was even a bit perverted. It's like a pervert who hasn't seen a woman for a long time and suddenly meets a beautiful woman. Meng Zhan noticed Bayuexi's abnormality, turned around and said to her, "Don't worry, nothing will happen. Just stay with me and don't leave me 10 steps away." After hearing Meng Zhan's words, Bayuexi felt inexplicable. A sense of trust emerged. Then he nodded firmly, grabbed Meng Zhan's hand and looked at the demon. Meng Zhan saw Bayuexi's eyes and felt happy. Fortunately, it was his wife, and she immediately flew towards the millions of extraterrestrial demons. The demons from outside the territory have also discovered the two Meng Zhan. Everyone looked at them in disbelief. Could it be that these two people wanted to die for their love? A mere person with a body of 1,000 feet and a cultivation level of 2,000 feet in the 10,000 god realm didn't even run away when he saw millions of demons, but he rushed straight over? When did humans become so crazy? But then they discovered that these two people were not here to die for love at all. But he came to give them nightmares. What happened to this man? It's so powerful. Why did Qian Zhang Shenqiu become so perverted? After Meng Zhan rushed into the demon army, he directly opened the Hungtian halberd and slaughtered wantonly without paying attention to any quasi-tons. One halberd fell because the demons were too dense. Thousands of demon lives are bound to be harvested, and the points of gods and demons are constantly increasing. When the demons saw this, they were all angry. A human actually killed them like ants. Constantly wielding the halberd in his hand to kill their compatriots, you must know that there are millions of demons here. Even if it is consumed, it can consume him to death. Immediately, the demon army rushed forward without fear of death, bound to kill the human race in front of them. If outsiders saw it, they would probably feel pity for the demons. Because it was too tragic. The demon army rushed forward. When the demon in front died, the demons behind immediately stepped forward to resist it. At this time, Meng Zhan was also tirelessly waving the Hungtian halberd. Bai Yuexi was still holding Meng Zhan's hand at this time, watching Meng Zhan continue to kill the demons. It felt like something was about to burst out of my heart, it was so romantic. Meng Zhan waved the Hungtian halberd with one hand and held himself with the other, even though he was facing millions of demons. There was no trace of timidity at all, only boundless fighting spirit and complete contempt for the demons in his eyes. So handsome. But Meng Zhan was not in the mood to feel this kind of romance at this time. He looked at the growing number of gods and demons, and felt very happy in his heart. I can finally earn a lot of god and demon points. Life without god and demon points is really sad. Only half of the million-strong demon army remained after 2 sticks of incense. After guarding the abyss for a billion years, when he returned, his family became a criminal clan. Author, Top 47. Chapter 181. However, the demons were horrified to find that this human seemed to be completely unaware of fatigue and kept killing the surrounding demons without even using his other hand. Moreover, the evil aura on this person has been completely condensed into reality. The blood-red energy around them has completely enveloped the two of them. Some demons with lower cultivation levels were shattered just by encountering this evil aura. How many people were killed? Only demons can reach this level. Thinking of this, the continuously attacking demon army finally slowly stopped, and the fear in his heart began to rise. How could this be a human being? This is simply hell Shura. Just because of his killing alone, he completely turned the endless abyss into a hell, and it is an endless hell. The momentum of the demon army began to collapse, and the demons no longer stepped forward. Only a handful of demons who were not afraid of death were still charging, and most of the demons had begun to retreat. Meng Zhan also discovered changes in himself at this time. He found that because he kept killing demons, his understanding of the law of killing had been greatly enhanced, and there seemed to be some changes, but he couldn't explain it for a while. The demons no longer rush to kill like before. There are fewer and fewer demons around them. They have even begun to move forward 1,000 meters, and the demon army just retreated 1,000 meters. This discovery can make Meng I am tired of fighting. You guys are my important points of gods and demons. If you don't come up, what will I do? Then he releases the laws of time and space, slowing down and imprisoning his surroundings again. However, because the demon army was too huge, it could not completely cover it, which made Meng Zhan extremely painful. It seemed that he had to upgrade the gate of time and space, otherwise it would delay things too much. With the emergence of the law of time and space, the demon army was massacred again. The demons that were not enveloped had begun to flee crazily, thinking about running to the center of the abyss. This matter must be reported to the ancestors. After Meng Zhan and others killed the remaining demons, he sighed helplessly. He didn't expect that these demons were so incompetent. Shouldn't he be fighting to the death by killing them like this? Why did they all run away? Then he looked at his own god and demon points, and finally felt some comfort in his heart. He actually had 247 trillion god and demon points. In this case, he would definitely be able to reach the 10,000 god realm 5,000 feet, and even if he was 10,000 feet tall, no problem. At this time, Mengjian discovered that after killing these demons, he did not have as many god and demon points as he had given before. Then he looked at the system and found that it was because his cultivation had reached the realm of the gods, so the number of god and demon points was not as high as before. Rewards are down. This is really a scam. After Mengjian discovered this, he suddenly felt like 10,000 grass mud horses were galloping across the grassland, but there was nothing he could do. Even if he protested against the system, it would not compensate him. Bayuixi noticed that Mengjian's face suddenly looked ugly, and thought something had happened to him, so he asked anxiously, "Ms. Sir, is there something wrong with you? Let's go, you have killed many demons, that's enough." Hearing Bayuixi's anxious voice, Mengjian stopped cursing the system and said to her, "I'm fine, I just feel bad when I see so many demons escaping. Please stay away, I'm ready to break through." "Children, do you have a lot of question marks?" Infinite question marks kept flashing through Bayuixi's mind. What is going to happen? Want to go against the grain?